What is going on? Today is October 8th. We're going to be going over Pennyland small cap stocks, starting off with ADTX. ADTX was a multi-day runner that ran a couple days ago, released pre-market wise. This is a dead cat bounce situation. Most of the times when you have stuff like this that's popping up, but the high of days previously are way up here, usually these things fade, which is exactly what this did. Nice VWAP touch and ended up fading to nothing. ALCE, this one was starred on my list as a potential runner, although this thing faded off of Mount Everest. We had a nice push here in the morning, sustained volume. We had a couple gaps. We had a key level here. A lot of the times when you see something open below a key level and hesitate, usually it's pretty much donezo, which this did. This thing just see you later. Nothing really much to talk about here other than if you see something like this, even if it pops over and comes back below it, it's also super bearish. We'll get that on, I think, Burrow, BPTH, one of those ones. We'll look at it. Ambo. I got a Rari and an Ambo. This was a multi-day from yesterday. Back-to-back days usually don't tend to go. So this is a good stay away stock right there. BPTH. So this is the one that's similar to ALCE, but this one actually broke through. A nice 1 minute dip here. We had like 30 different gap areas. But if we get a key level close to open, it breaks and then folds like a pancake underneath it. It tends to stay underneath. So to me, there's nothing here that I can really take away from other than, you know, we have this nice dip to the bottom of this gap area, but I don't really love any of this price action. Also to note, anything that starts off running like this tends to not work out. Although today was kind of a mixed bag. We did have some things that we'll go over in a little bit that were actually super bullish, but that was it on BPTH. It did that short move in the morning and then got cooked like a brisket. All right, Burrow, this bad bitch. Price action on this, very not normal. We haven't really seen something like this in a while. There was a stock, I believe, last week on Friday that did do this as well. This is the type of pattern that we've seen probably a month to 2 months ago, where we have this initial pull. It comes all the way back down. Even this is a little bit more aggressive than we're used to seeing, but then it consolidates, pushes back over VWAP, and what you want to do is add this VWAP tap right here. Once we break back over, it's safe to say that this could potentially go, and it actually did. But first, we're going to talk about this part real quick. We had an uptrend here, and it wasn't really a clean uptrend in my opinion, but it did see this is the break of the uptrend. We've seen a lot of that. Once the uptrend breaks, this tends to be bearish. Most of the times this would just died off, but today was a different day. A nice little double top here. This pullback was very extreme. We saw this, I think, yesterday on, was it RIME, where we had a 5-minute pullback and it just seemed a little more aggressive than we would like. So this is another example. It kind of grinds back to the top. I took some here over VWAP. Because I thought, you know, we talked about yesterday this kind of W pattern setup. But I was here just because of this uptrend, and I thought over VWAP, if it's gonna push, it would push here. Unfortunately, it did not do anything. Kind of triple topped here a little bit, and then it faded. So usually we're done with this stock, but because it pushed later, we're gonna have to go over it. Again, this would be the ads right here, flag into VWAP. Nice 190 EMA wave. I mean, this thing went kind of bananas. Let's see, what, 84 cents? That match with anything? Is that pre-market? I think that's pre-market high, actually. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's a solid dip right there. A nice, another push here. Haven't seen this type of flag. Seen a lot of that, I think, last year, where we have the support, it breaks, and it kind of V-shape, U-shape up into the new highs. And then just kind of continue to grind up, and then from here, it's kind of faded out, did another like kind of double top. But overall, this is good to see. I thought this market was going to be shitty for the rest of the week, but at least we're getting some solid pushes. Moving on, we have IBG. This thing ran into the 200, daily 200, and then just faded off into oblivion. Another just fade stock. LASE, this one, anytime I see shit like this, personally, I just tend to stay away. This had no pre-market. If we're looking at it, nice little uptrends, 1, 2, and there was a third one here. This is a nice bull flag. I don't think I've seen one fucking bull flag this entire year based off what I believe is a bull flag, but nice to see something like that work for once. I feel like my mind is trained to believe this is bearish now, but anyways, nice hold here. And again, we have this hold, we have this just non-stop push. And then, yeah, nice bull flag, it fails that. I'm not an expert on these types of stocks, but nice to see some kind of hold of uptrend and another push straight up into a halt. This thing was just on kind of repeat mode the entire day. So again, nice to see bullishness, even though it's not my typical type, but with no pre-market, still nice to see it. NMHI. This thing decided to start fading. I actually took some here. We have a key level at 21 or a gap level at 21. This already touched here. We have seen stocks in the past kind of 1, 2 up. That was kind of the thought process there. She didn't want to go. I think I took it off pretty much here. It's not, more or less, a break-even trade for me. A little bit of gain there, but once I started to see this hesitation, I got out. But she ended up fading to 0 as well. OTRK. Again, another strong stock today. Nice push out of the gates. And usually when we see stuff like this, it tends to come back. This one actually stayed flat. So to me, I did not take it here, unfortunately. I have not seen this work or seen this price action kind of get super bear or bullish. But today, this thing dick rocketed. If you're a breakout trader, this is a solid trade. If you're kind of a more flag trade, this kind of sucked because it just stayed. I mean, 340, what? 342 to 335. That's a tight range. She went straight up vertical, and this kind of sucked because I really wanted a bigger pullback, either to the pre-market high, at a couple daily levels. It just fucking said see ya and just fucking sent it to outer space. I did take it actually here, made a little bit. I took it a couple times, got stopped out, but took it back on this 466 dip. I also tried it over here for a possible W pattern as well, or a double bottom. Did not work out. So unfortunately, did not produce another push, which would be lovely, but seeing this is also super nice. All right, Sober getting close here. This is going a little bit extra than I wanted to. Up down movement. This is why I never chase this kind of shit. TNXP. This one was kind of pushing towards open and then just died out. When you see a gap like this too, I usually tend to stay away. So that is it for today. Today was a lot better as far as bullishness than yesterday. Hopefully this trend continues and we fucking bag it. Peace.